Oh look, another video about censorship and big tech.
哎呀，这事真难搞啊！
Alright, we got a lot to talk about today. As of a day or two ago, a whole lot of shit has happened, so let's just get right into it with the first section. So, if you somehow don't know, DrDisrespect was banned on Twitch. No one knows why he was banned or if he's coming back. A lot of people cite a clip from Doctor's channel that was like the last few minutes of his last stream, where he seems to get a message on his phone, his whole attitude and demeanor changes. Todd, roll that clip.
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything. Like, I can't wait till I see. I can't wait till I see that next level. I can't wait. It'll happen. It has to happen. Watch me take over. I love it, man. See the self-confidence in the chat? That's what I'm talking about. The self-confidence of the Champions Club, it's at an all-time high, and don't ever stop. Please, don't ever stop. You gotta be strong in this world, man.
There's a comment on the channel I got this clip from. I'll put a link to that in the description. But I just want to read this comment because I think it sums it up perfectly. It was by a user named Cody Jones, because he has a pretty good breakdown on what happened here.
Trying to piece this last stream together because it's obvious it's a message. 209, seemed to receive a message that drastically changes his mood. 254, I kinda wanted to get off, but now I don't want to get off. 305, start speaking about David Icke, a man who has been completely censored for his views on a wide range of topics. 439, very visibly hand gesture to someone, wait/hold on. 515, video allows in the process situation and things begin to set in. 750, finally speaks again and says he orders his book too, and thanks everyone for watching the stream today. Ike's books have very interesting titles like The Biggest Secret. 816, someone either in his headset or near him seems to tell him to wrap it up.
Now, in the clip, in that particular timestamp, we can't hear anyone saying wrap it up, but the way he says fuck at the end right there and just the abrupt ending makes me think that this person is right. It feels like he was told he was going to get the ban hammer the minute he got off, which is why I think he says I kinda don't want to get off, because he knows once he's off, it's over. Unfortunately, we don't know anything else. I'm not about to sit here and, craft some crazy theory as to why he got banned. The only thing we do have, aside from this, is a statement on his Twitter, and that doesn't really say much either.
Champions Club. Twitch has not notified me on the specific reason behind their decision. Firm handshakes to all for the support during this difficult time. DrDisrespect.
Like I said, at the time we're recording this, we have no fucking idea what happened. I hope he gets his shit back, or at the very least we find out what happened. If there's an update, I'll either leave a pinned comment or on this video just make another video about it, depending on, how serious it is or how much there is to go through. It's really shitty that they just nuked his account like that, his stream or whatever, without giving a specific reason. I mean, that's just fucked up. But sadly, he isn't the only one. It looks like Stefan Molyneux, how do you pronounce it? He got deleted on YouTube, which I'll admit this was dumb. I don't know what he expected to happen, but he moved to Twitch and his stream, and I guess his account was shut down within an hour, apparently. Now, I don't know what was happening in the stream. I didn't catch it. I don't really watch Twitch or Stefan like that. Though I have seen some clips and some posts of his, and I don't really care for the guy based on what I've seen. But unless he was doing something crazy like showing porn or, you know, making some like death threat towards someone, something crazy like that, I don't think he should have been banned. And in before someone pulls the whole "it's a private company, they can do whatever they want" thing, I honestly think 90% of the people that say that shit would not be okay if it was their accounts that were getting removed and terminated for no reason. Like, they'd be pissed. And I notice a lot of overlap between people who say that shit and then people who get pissed when a cake decorator shop refuses to bake a cake for like a gay wedding or something, and they get mad and, you know, think it's okay, think, you know, they should be sued or whatever. I'm just saying, if you're gonna apply the whole their private company thing fairly. The other argument that I see in this situation all the time is just move to another platform or just make your own. We're gonna see why that's not always a valid argument in a second. So, a few days ago, Dick Masterson's Patreon alternative called New Project 2, or NP2 for short, basically it just got fucking killed. It was made after a lot of anti-SJW type creators got kicked off Patreon, including people like Sargon of Akkad and, you know, several others. They got kicked off Patreon. Dick wanted to make an alternative to Patreon, and he did. As far as I know, people could support creators using it, and, you know, they were able to use it just fine. Notice I said were and could. You see, Masterson made a statement recently, and it's similar to a few things I've heard before.
Bad news. I learned this week that New Project 2 is on the match list. This is a global credit card processing blacklist, curated by MasterCard, that all banks use to determine your processing eligibility. Some offshore banks will serve customers on the match list for all codes except one. 10. Violation of standard. Guess which one I'm on the list for. The site cannot process credit cards. As current subscriptions run out, all membership levels will terminate, and the site will go dormant. I will leave your admin logins up for 3 months so you can retrieve data and subscriber info. Payout requests made during this time will include the last settled transaction. I recommend logging into your backend, copying a list of your subscribers, and sending them an email to alert them of your plans. Use BCC or MailChimp. If you'd like to set up a system similar to mine, S2Member and WordPress will get you there. Subscribestar is also an option, but no matter where you go, you will be under the thumb of MasterCard. I started this project with the goal of making deplatforming transparent. In the last 18 months, I have learned that deplatforming process is not transparent because our financial system is not transparent, and the censorship works in reverse. Each layer is built specifically to obfuscate what's happening behind the scenes. Companies and banking partners are incentivized to censor proactively, to abide by ill-defined requirements of the Patriot Act, leftover policies of Operation Choke Point, and to protect staggering capital investments in credit card certification requirements of questionable necessity. They are held hostage. There is no customer support, and no warnings given. It's guesswork done in a black box. Banks partner with processing institutions who have a relationship with larger banks while existing to grow with MasterCard. I will post a bigger write-up about this experience on the site at newproject2.com if you're interested in the specific. Otherwise, thank you for your investment in the project and your support. I had a lot of big ideas for the site, but I spent nearly all of my time trying to keep the processes afloat. The only thing that can fix this mess is the Federal Reserve and the blockchain, and they will, but not soon. Dick.
So that whole just go to another website or make your own thing doesn't really fly now, does it? I'm gonna hand this video off to Data Detective to explain what the match list is, because I don't fucking know.
Hello, I am the Data Detective. I took the liberty of digging into the match list system and found this useful article about the subject. To summarize, MATCH stands for Member Alert to Control High-Risk Merchants. It was created by MasterCard to compile information on businesses and their owners when their merchant accounts have been terminated. Acquiring banks use this list to screen applicants and figure out the businesses allowed credit card processing privilege. If your business is added to the list, you are perceived as a risky business venture, and you will have trouble applying for new merchant accounts to process credit transactions. Masterson in his post did mention that he was given a 10 for violation of standards, but I will go through all of the codes as well. 1. Account data compromised. Account data is stolen from the card present merchant and used with other merchant. 2. Common point of purchase. Account data is stolen from the card present merchant and used with other merchant. 3. Laundering. The merchant processed transactions that did not involve a bona fide cardholder. 4. Excessive chargebacks. The merchant breached predetermined chargeback threshold. 5. Excessive fraud. The merchant breached predetermined fraud to sales dollar volume threshold. 7. For some reason there isn't a 6 listed here, but 7. Fraud conviction. One of the business's owners was convicted of criminal fraud. 8. MasterCard questionable merchant audit program. The merchant is labeled a questionable merchant, as determined by MasterCard's guideline. 9. Bankruptcy, liquidation, insolvency. The merchant is unable to discharge all financial obligation. 10. Violation of standards. The merchant was in violation of one or more of the credit network's regulation. 11. Merchant collusion. The merchant participated in fraudulent collusive activity. 12. PCI-DSS non-compliance. The merchant was compliant with the PCI DSS requirements. 13. Illegal transaction. The merchant processed illegal transaction. Pretty self-explanatory. 14. Identity theft. Business owner identity is in question. Now, according to this source, all additions to match are made by the acquirers that serve the merchants. However, the list is subject to acquirer discretion. It is almost entirely without checks and balances, meaning there's no auditing processes to make sure that these are being issued fair. Once you run the list, you are there for 5 years, assuming no other match entries are made against you during this time. There are only 2 circumstances where you can be removed before the 5 year, either by the acquirer telling MasterCard that it was an error, or the merchant was added using match code 12 for non-compliance, but has since become compliant. Back to you, Edgy.
Alright, thanks. As far as I know, Bitchute had a similar problem where their account was permanently limited from PayPal, hence why you can't, financially support them through it, which would probably be the easiest way to do it. So it's not just social media censoring people, it's the fucking banks doing it too. I mean, at this point, what the hell are you supposed to do? Build your own financial system? Because I'm sure that's really simple. I mean, yeah, there's blockchain and cryptocurrency, but not everyone's using blockchain and cryptocurrency yet. So, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? Alright, next topic. A whole lot of subreddits got banned, including r/the_Donald, and even some of the lefty ones like Chapo Trap House, which, as far as I know, was like a ultra commie subreddit. But a lot of like meme subreddits have been caught up in this shit too, apparently. I don't use Reddit like that, so I have no idea what the fuck was going on these subreddits. However, what really caught my attention is their hate speech rules, and I'm gonna read this to you because it's ridiculous.
Rule 1. Remember the human. Reddit is a place for creating community and belonging, not for attacking marginalized or vulnerable groups of people. Everyone has a right to use Reddit, free of harassment, bullying, and threats of violence. Communities and people that incite violence or that promote hate based on identity or vulnerability will be banned. Marginalized or vulnerable groups include but are not limited to groups based on their actual and perceived race, color, religion, national origin, ethnicity, immigration status, gender identity, sexual orientation, pregnancy, or disability. These include victims of major violent events and their families. While the rules on hate protect such groups, it does not protect all groups or all forms of identity. For example, the rule does not protect groups of people who are in the majority who promote such attacks of hate. Some examples of hateful activities that would violate the rule: subreddit community dedicated to mocking people with physical disabilities, post describing a racial minority as subhuman and inferior to the racial majority, comment arguing that rape of women should be acceptable and not a crime, meme declaring that it is sickening that people of color have the right to vote.
So, in their own fucking rules, they fucking admitted this rule doesn't protect all groups and is not going to be applied fairly. Which, I mean, we knew it wasn't anyway, but the fact they fucking admitted it is surprising. If you're gonna make a bullshit rule, at least apply it fairly to all sides. I might be able to, respect you for being fair with the rule, even if it is bullshit. Like, I'll still call it as bullshit, but at least then it's like, alright, at least you're not, picking favorites or whatever. And the rules don't make any goddamn sense either, because who's in the majority depends on what scale we're looking at here. Because, and a lot of people were using this as an example on like Twitter and shit. We'll use white people as an example. And if you're talking about countries like the United States, where I'm pretty sure white people are the majority, I don't feel like looking at a fucking census right now because I'm tired. But let's just assume that's true for now. If we're in a completely different country, you know, like, okay, that's true for, let's say, the United States, you know, if you say shit about white people, it's fine. But let's say we're in a country where white people aren't the majority. Is the rule gonna get, you know, applied to the other group that's in the majority? Like, how does that work? Like, how the fuck does that work? Personally, I don't care if these kind of rules, regardless, even if they were being applied, you know, evenly. The only one I could agree with is, you know, calls to violence if you know, you make a credible, like, death threat against someone or a group of people. I can understand that, but the rest of this shit can get fucked. Especially the one about memes. I love fucked up memes and shit posting, so, you know, that's my thing. I laugh at a lot of fucked up shit. On to the next topic, and the last topic.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
A whole bunch of people got Order 66 off of YouTube. Andy Worski got his channel deleted. He's now going on D-Live, I guess, to do like live streams. Best of luck to you on that. Atheism is Unstoppable also got terminated. Stefan Molyneux, which I already mentioned, he got yeeted too. A bunch of alt-right channels also got the boot. Now, I don't agree with their views, but the alt-right people especially, don't agree with them. But I still think they should be allowed to speak on this website because that's just how I look at things. I feel like even if your ideas are absolutely shit, you should be allowed to say them. And I should be allowed to call you the fuck out if I feel like it. But in addition to a whole bunch of channels just getting deleted out of nowhere, other channels have seen their monetization getting taken away. The one that I know of most recently was Nicholas Diorio, who does, you know, he does commentary videos. He doesn't really do a lot of edgy shit in his videos, as far as he's not his recent shit. He does make fun of people, but not like in a, you know, just kind of laughs at the shit they do. And if you don't already know, when your monetization gets taken away, when you get demonetized, you get deprioritized in the algorithm. So people are less likely to see your content, which means if you don't already have a pretty good fan base that are gonna, like, you know, share your video around and all that kind of stuff, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to grow on this platform. So yeah, it's Purge season. Alright, I think I've said enough at this point. If I wanted to go full Alex Jones, I'd honestly say, and this is my gut talking here, I'm not saying this is true, it's just how I look at it. I'd say all this shit is happening because of the impending US election. Something tells me I'm probably not wrong. If these sites keep pushing people off them, then their sites will just become a graveyard of links where people won't post like content or any of their opinions. They'll just post links to post on other sites. Either alt text sites or their own fucking sites like the old days. Maybe that's for the best. Maybe everything just needs to get decentralized again, where, you know, before YouTube was around, people just posted videos of them like reviewing games and on their own custom websites and just do it that way. I don't fucking know. Alright, with that, I'm gonna head out. Stay safe, everybody, and, you know, if you like this video, you know what to do.